Oh, yes, a notification just went off on my watch, which can only mean one thing. We are live here at VidIQ for your regular Tuesday channel audit live streams. You are here with the host, with the least, Rob Wilson. And for the next couple of hours, I will be guiding you through a little bit of education, a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of experience, and a large dose of entertainment and some hastily put together terrible humor as we welcome you through our doors into our lecture theatre, our classroom learning hall, to share with you our knowledge, wisdom, and experience as creators ourselves to help you grow your YouTube channels. It is, can you believe it already, episode 22 of Channel Audit live streams this year on VidIQ. It is episode unknown, null, NA. I forgot to calculate how many live streams we've done in total. I think we're up to episode like 350 at this point. And the reason we keep doing it every single week is because we are inspired by you, the creators. And as always, I could not do this without a gaggle of co-hosts. I will forewarn you that Dan has finally taken a break from his auditing duties, but we have a tremendous stand-in, the most enthusiastic live streamer on the face of a planet who might RKO you out of nowhere. It is Viper.
Ooh, that is a saucy intro, my dude. I appreciate you, Rob Wilson. What's up, people? And I believe Rob Wilson said it best earlier. We are live.
There we go. Thank you very much. Welcome, as always, Viper. And introducing second is a wonderful guest co-host. I believe this might be appearance 3 at this point. And this person we have a fantastic collaboration with. She is the lead content creator, and I can't put this any other way, but the cool of Think Media, or the chief operating officer, one of the two. It is Heather Torres. Welcome back to VidIQ.
Oh my goodness, man. I feel like I was getting announced for like a boxing ring or like UFC's happening. Viper, you ready? I'm ready. You ready?
Let's go. We can do it.
We would have like intro music if we weren't going to get struck down by copyright if ever we tried that. But maybe in the future, we'll ask people to bring in their own copyright royalty-free introduction music for future live streams. I've got one question for you all, though, just before we kick this off, and I'm going to throw this open to our community as well. I try and do a question of the week. And the question is, what is the last film you watched? And give it a rating out of 10. And I will go first and allow you all in a chat to contribute. I watched Top Gun Maverick this weekend, and it was all right.
Don't tell me. Right. Don't tell me, Rob. I'm watching it tonight. Don't tell me.
I can't spoil it. I really can't spoil it because there's not much of a story. That was a bit harsh. But it prompted me to watch the original last night with my wife. And I would give that a 6.5 out of 10. So the last film I watched was Top Gun, the original, and I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Viper, what was the last film you watched? And what's your rating?
Film I watched. Wow, what was the last movie I watched? I don't remember.
You watched like something every other night on Twitter, according to your feed. Yeah. You must remember what you watched.
I did watch the first 2 episodes of Stranger Things season 4, and those have been phenomenal so far. So. Yes. All
right, give them a rating then. So what are you going to give those out of 10?
Oh, I get those a 10 out of 10 so far.
What I would always say with Stranger Things is the first 5 or 6 episodes are brilliant, and then it gets a little too silly to me towards the end of the season, and then it kind of rinses and repeats every season. Heather, what about you? Last film, rating out of 10?
Well, I'm going to give this film a 10 out of 10. I have been a long time viewer. You're going to like this one, Rob. Of Downton Abbey. Come on, Downton Abbey.
Goodness gracious me.
10 out of 10. Went to the theater with my aunt and my daughter. We did the whole thing. I've watched every season, every movie. 11 out of 10. I mean, the costumes and the storyline and just the whole thing. Man, and the ending, I can't spoil it, but the ending was magical. So 11 out of 10, Rob. 11 out of 10.
The problem is if you give something 10 out of 10, then you can't go anywhere. Like you're saying that as the best film in existence, which is clearly not the case because it's Shawshank Redemption. But each to their own. Each to their own. We already have some people who are contributing their film ratings. Biko VR watched John Wick 3, a 9 out of 10 for that. We've got people now watching the Obi-Wan TV series, 10 out of 10. I've watched the first 2 episodes. I didn't think it was too bad. Peaky Blinders, 10 out of 10. So people are ignoring my question and just picking television series. Whatever floats your boat, that's totally fine with me. That's a good one. Star Trek Wrath of Khan. That is a brilliant film. A brilliant Star Trek, kind of not Star Trek type of film. Didn't give it a rating, but that was fantastic. We've also got Low Key Gaming. Just watched Fantastic Beasts. What is that? The Sacred of a Dumbledore? Secret. Okay, just a misspelling there. And also we have another 10 out of 10 for Stranger Things there from Dempsey J Illustrations. And last but not least, I'm going to pick, sounds a bit chilling. Octoling Gamer watched Halloween Kills, 10 of 10. Apparently Viper agrees.
That was one of the best movies of last year. Hell yes.
All right then.
Halloween Kills in May. I feel like that's like a definite October movie. I mean, that's like watching a Christmas movie in July,
Now you just want me to watch. Now you just encourage me to watch Home Alone, and you're not going to get this theme tune out of your head anymore. But here's the thing. The funny thing about that now is all I can get in my head whenever I hum that theme tune is the silly recorder version that you hear on TikTok all of the time. That's kind of ruined that Home Alone theme for me. Anyway, as usual, I'm going off on a huge tangent before we even start live streams. So to get us back on track, this is what happens over the next couple of hours with your 60-second introduction trailer. Welcome to the vidIQ Channel Audit live stream, where we review your YouTube channels. To submit your channel for review, make sure to fill out the right form linked in the video description. Note that we clear these forms after every live stream, so make sure to resubmit the following week. Channel audits are free, so please don't send us a super chat or spam us in a chat expecting a review. If there are alternative ways to get picked for an audit, we will let you know during the live stream. If we don't get around to reviewing your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 with you. Make sure to download our tools and use the 30-day free trial using a link in the video description. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow YouTube creators. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our moderators who do a phenomenal job every single week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As for all of you, well, thumbs up if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and if you know of a fellow creator who may find all of his stuff useful, please do share it with them. And with all of that being said, let's start auditing your channels. Final housekeeping. As always, we continue to support Creators for Peace. So if you do see a donation plaque to the side of the screen or underneath it, and you make a donation, that's going to help the displaced children of Ukraine. Very much appreciated in advance. Just to let you know, that doesn't influence whether or not we audit your channel. There are almost 500 of you sat down, hopefully, watching this live stream. And we have to be honest, probably most of you have submitted your channels and we can't audit every single channel. So what I advise to you right now, if you haven't already done this and you have the capabilities to do so, bring up your channel on a second screen so that when we are auditing a tech channel or an animation channel or a beauty channel, etc., we can show you the fundamentals of what we're trying to educate creators on, and you can take that advice and apply it to your YouTube channels, because we're a collective group community here trying to help all of you grow. So if you want to help out in the chat, please do so as well. And with all of that being said, Viper and Heather, do you think we should do some channel auditing?
Oh, yes. This is my favorite. I love channel audits. And I have to say, Rob, I got the cool magnifying tool to finally work. So I get to be cool like Rob with my magnifying glass on my channel audits now.
Awesome stuff. Yeah. I mean, that's really sort of unique and weird in that channel auditors on live streams can share their knowledge and their tools. And there's probably only about 3 or 4 of us who are able to recommend the magnifying tool. But there you go. And you're going to see it in action right now as we audit our first channel, which is, and this is the first channel that's submitted this week on the live stream forms in the description, which you can fill out, Seya Laru. Apologies in advance for all of the channels that I'm going to mispronounce during this live stream. We'll start with you, Viper, just to give us like a flavor, first impressions of what you think this channel is about.
Well, from a quick glance, it looks like it's some sort of drawing animation style channel. It looks like they are teaching us how to use certain parts of the program called Procreate. So that is pretty cool.
Yep.
It looks like they're intermingling short with long form content, even though they have long form videos that will qualify as YouTube short, but they're not getting the short marking.
That's a good observation. Yeah.
I'm
Probably
guessing because they're probably a landscape, right? But yeah, it looks like just short form content mostly. I do like that they include the use of the Procreate logo in the thumbnail to let you know that it's going to be some sort of Procreate tutorial. So I do like that. But for whatever reason, they're not really getting many views on these videos.
So yeah, you said that on these landscape short form content, getting 30, 40 views. But as you say, as you rightly saw here, they've just transitioned to shorts in this last week.
Yeah.
Now the view counts have shot up significantly.
Yep.
So, I mean, what would we say here that this format seems to fit the shorts criteria as opposed to, even though they are short, long form content, it seems to be the YouTube shorts might be the direction to go for this channel.
Yep. I would recommend that definitely.
All right, then. All right. Any first observations from you here, Heather, for this one?
Well, first off, I think the art is beautiful. I mean, I definitely cannot do that in Procreate, so that is really amazing. That they are showing the work that they're doing. I would also say too, my recommendation was actually, could you make longer form ones versus just short form? So even though like 1 minute and 16 seconds isn't hitting the short shelf, you have an opportunity to do a time lapse that could be 5 minutes long, or put some music behind it. Like there's different ways you could increase that, increase your view duration on the different types of videos that you're making. And I would also say that I don't know if these are characters, because I don't know anime style characters. But I do like that you are hitting specific, I think they're characters, specific either shows or characters, because people have a fan base around that, and that can help you to grow into that. Beautiful artwork, by the way. And I do love that the thumbnails are bright, and that they're very visually, like, I want to click on it. I want to know what I'm going to see. I think it's really cool.
Isn't it interesting? This is really unique to this channel in that the thumbnail matches exactly the drawing. So if I mouse over it, it kind of goes to the beginning. And that's not really something that's gonna make it more clickable. It's just found it really interesting that the thumbnails match identically how the frame is when it's being drawn. Although going to the shorts, I think that is a little bit different. Some really encouraging views here for the shorts. So I think, Heather, what you're suggesting here is that maybe, this short is like 15, 20 seconds, and you could perhaps convert that into like a 2 or 3 minute time lapse, which maybe adds a bit more context. Maybe there's a voiceover narration or some text appearing on screen to tell the viewer a little bit more how they painted this. So like this might be the visually satisfying aspect of it, the YouTube short, but then the format could be a little bit different if there's a longer form version of it, which is like 2 or 3 minutes longer, to try and encourage more watch time on the channel.
Yeah, definitely. And I think also too, when I'm just looking at the titles, I do like that you're using Procreate. And again, this might be just like a niche within a niche when you're going into the characters. But I would even say, like, is it a how-to? Is it a time lapse? Like even giving people a little bit more about what it is that they're going to be clicking on. Because if it's just the actual name of the character, it's not actually giving them beyond. But I mean, art in general, on YouTube is a definite growing niche, and this is really beautiful. Wow. Really, really cool.
And that's it. That was literally a 10-second short there, with a little bit of zoom in at the end to add some more visually appealing stuff. But yeah, some encouraging stuff here for the channel. That is our first audit of the day.
I would say,
now,
Rob, really quick, looking back up at the top, just looking at that channel banner, that doesn't, I don't actually know what I'm getting with the channel banner. So there's, I would say that's a point that could be modified. Is this time-lapse art? Is everything on Procreate? Are you painting? What does that look like? And then, yes, when you click on the About page, when I clicked on it, just giving me more about what this is. Is this a hobby? Are you selling it? Like, what does this look like for you? And where do you want this channel to go? And giving people more of an opportunity to go deeper with you. Maybe you do commissioned art. Maybe you do lessons. I don't know if it's just a hobby or what that looks like, but you have a lot of opportunity here. And then I do like that the avatar is a drawing. However, when I look at your art and then I look at that, I feel like that could even be like, look at the quick Procreate painting, like maybe a level up in even what the avatar is, and maybe put your face on. I don't know. I am a pro for artists to represent themselves. So that could be something you do as well.
That profile picture seems to match the art that they began with
a
couple
makes
of months
sense.
ago, but it's changed. And you are right in a sense that now this creator has been on YouTube for 2 months. So they've already created a good amount of content, and now they're probably starting to establish who their target audience might be. And that's when you can start to emphasize a bit more of a pitch on a channel banner, as you're suggesting there, Heather. So all good stuff, all good suggestions. Many of these suggestions you can take from this animation channel and apply to whatever type of channel you have yourself. Now, I'm going to make a confession here. We are a gaming expert light. So our gaming advice this week is going to be acceptable at best. I'm going to hold my hands up here. We're going to try our best, but we do audit gaming channels. And the first gaming channel to submit this week was Nazim FC. And I will put myself in a hot seat, first of all, to try and feedback on this channel. And they're approaching 500 subscribers. I think that's always a fantastic start for a gaming channel, as it is so competitive in that niche. And what I like about a channel and first impressions is if I can take a look at the thumbnails and within 5 seconds, I know if I'm in the right place. And if I'm a FIFA gamer who's interested in collecting cards and how that is going to improve the gameplay, then I know I'm in the right place. I don't really have to think about anything here, which is really good. View counts are very encouraging here as well. You know, for a channel with 500 subscribers, I'm seeing view counts of nearly 1,000 here, 1.2 thousand. So it's all good stuff here. And the vibe I'm getting from the thumbnails is that you are trying to collect the best cards in FIFA and show to your audience how good these cards are for your audience. And I think that's a very particular niche within a very particular game. And that's how most gaming channels find their start. You know, something super dedicated to a very specific audience so that they can learn what you have to share, and then you can build from there. So really encouraging stuff here for a channel that's pumping out quite a lot of content as well. That's my feedback. Viper, anything that you've noticed here, either from the titles or thumbnails, what do you think?
Yeah. Why are you changing the languages on the title? Why? Like, either you're going to be an English channel or a Spanish channel. Like, I don't know why people do that. Like, you confuse a viewer when you do that.
Which ones are you noticing here then that have a slightly different language?
Let's see. Let's go back to the top here. I noticed something.
I do see what you mean. I think this is almost like the jargon or from the game itself. Like this one, I think this is something to do with a central defensive midfielder rather than like a language change. So maybe that's what's thrown you a little bit. Although I don't know what tots means. I'm thrown by that word.
Yeah, some just look weird to me. Maybe it's just me.
Any other observations that you can see, Viper?
No, everything else I really agree with you. Like, when you look at these thumbnails, you know exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get information about FIFA. They all look like some type of trading cards or player cards. So obviously the video could be something about the cards in the game. And yeah, that stuff is pretty self-explanatory. So I like how descriptive those thumbnails are, because with thumbnails, we always talk about how you want your thumbnails to tell a story without words. Yeah. And these thumbnails are the perfect example of telling a story without using a single word. So
now, if I scroll to like 2 or 3 months ago, you can see the lack of consistency in the thumbnails and how they don't really tell a story. And maybe they are just freeze frames from the videos. And so, as you say, that thumbnail evolution, even though there's still some tweaks you could probably do to these thumbnails, it's certainly going in the right direction. What about you, Heather? Any general thoughts on this one?
Yeah, definitely. I think that you pointed it out right at the beginning too, Rob, that this is really a niche within a niche. So not only are you a gaming channel, but you're also a card collecting gaming channel. So I would want you to really be thinking about, and I love that when I was looking at the frequency also of your uploads, a couple things I want to point out. One, I love that you're figuring out what your niche is. And I couldn't tell, Rob, how long they have been creating content, because I think it's really important for people to know that you may not know right away exactly the type of content. So I see here you're doing more of the actual game itself, and then maybe you shifted into that. What I do like about how you shifted was that you actually shifted in the same niche, which is really great. So you're a niche within a niche versus saying, I like soccer gaming and now I want to go to Fortnite. That's two different things. So I like that you're getting more defined in what you're doing. I would say that there definitely is a lot of very specific jargon in the titles, like Viper says. So just kind of going off of that. And I would also compliment you on the length of your videos. So you're under 10 minutes, which I think for something like this is a really great thing, because it allows people to watch more of your videos. And I don't know how much you can talk about a single card. So I think that it's really good that you are figuring out your niche. This to me is one of those channels, Rob, where you just have to put in the time, because I see the evolution of what you're doing. And now it's just putting in the time. Here's what I would suggest also. Are you a part of are you a part of Reddit groups? Are you a part of Discord? Like, how can you be feeding these videos to the proper audience? Because I don't know how many times people are coming to the platform and searching these exact titles or searching these types of cards. So I would want you to get more exposure kind of off of YouTube as you're building and as you're growing your YouTube channel. So I would say I definitely see it. Again, with the avatar, I'm just kind of like an avatar mom. And I'm like, that avatar could be so much better because I don't know what that is. And that's a lot of things happening in a very small circle. So I would really think more about that avatar and how you can do it. Even just up at the top, it makes a lot more sense. I'm like, got it. Soccer or football. It's definitely one of those. And then up at the top, you actually don't need to have your YouTube channel as one of the clickable links. That's something that a lot of people do. And that is real estate for where you want them to go next. So where can they buy cards and you use your affiliate link for them to buy cards? Can they buy the game and use your affiliate link? Like, that is proper real estate for someone to either follow you on another platform or for you to send them somewhere else to make a purchase or go deeper in a relationship with you. So I would say this channel has the potential to really crush if you continue to develop it out, if you continue to figure out what your business model is around this. And I do like the transition into being more specific in the space that you're in.
Awesome stuff there. I didn't even spot that, Heather, that they were just linking back to themselves. I was creating some sort of weird infinity YouTube loop there by accident. There is one more thing I wanted to focus on this video, because I watched one of her videos. So Viper, Heather, I just want your feedback on me clicking onto this video.
Ooh.
Ooh.
No.
Okay, yeah. So that was what, 5 seconds of wasted time.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this? Oof.
No, people, no. This
All
is
right,
bad.
so we're 12 seconds in.
Wow.
What was wrong with that?
Go ahead, Viper.
Why are you waiting 12 seconds with a loading screen? I mean, I keep reminding you all every time I'm here that our attention spans are very, very short. When a person clicks on your video, you want to get into the meat and potatoes as soon as humanly possible. This is not that. Don't do this. Don't do it.
This door thing is really weird as well. Like, what does that have to do with football?
Yeah,
I
maybe
might
it's
imagine
like
that from a horror
yeah,
video.
entering into the game or something, but you've already lost me. I don't even know what I'm clicking on. I don't even know where I'm going. So yeah.
So yeah, with the kindness of our hearts, we're giving you a little bit of advice here on audience retention. And that is a sneak peek into what we're going to be doing tomorrow. We do channel audits today, but tomorrow we pick one of your videos and we tear it apart in the first 15 seconds and we try and help you win the hook for the audience. So do join in same time tomorrow. Viper and myself are going to be auditing your videos, not your channels. But before we move on, let's welcome officially Heather into the live stream today, Heather. Tell us a little bit more about where you are on YouTube and what you do.
Oh my goodness. Well, I am just coming off of an incredible conference that we just threw that we partnered with VidIQ on Growth Video Live. But yes, I am over on Think Media. We are a group of content creators creating content to help you learn how to grow your YouTube channel. And we really go deeper into the tech side of content creation as well as the marketing side. So how do you actually grow? What does this look like? And then down to how do you use all the things that you're buying? So we have several different content creators on the channel, and we really are just focused on helping you grow. We are uploading between both of our channels now 10 videos per week. So we have a lot of free content for you to go deeper on. This is our main channel. And then we have a podcast channel where we go into more of the long form conversations about being a content creator. There's a lot of discussion around things like, you know, what do you do if you have an unsupportive family member, or how do you grow when you get to what mindset things you need to overcome when you grow to a certain level. We go deeper into those types of conversations and interviewing amazing people like Jasmine Star, Gary Vaynerchuk, Alex Hormozi on our YouTube channel. So that's where you can find us. And let me know, are you a part of the Think fam? Let me know in the comments.
All right.
Two things I wanted to quickly point out. Nolan did an awesome video yesterday, which has changed the way I think about the community tab. Like, I'm doing some different things on the community tab. I'm going to epics on my community tab post now after watching Nolan's video. And just secondly, I know it's really frustrating that you can't have custom thumbnails on shorts, but sometimes random thumbnails bring out the best thumbnails. Oh yeah, look at that one. Okay, so yeah, welcome as always, Heather, to the live streaming mayhem that we have here. And I've been on your channel audits on the Think Media podcast. Always really enjoy it. And the community over there is awesome. And I don't know if anybody else calls your community Think Media Rights. Maybe that's just a personal thing that I do. But yeah, awesome group there. And what a conference you had. Like, have you recovered yet? I mean, I don't know if this is how you would call like recovery therapy by coming into another channel audit session, but what an event that was with all of these people.
It was incredible. We had thousands of people join us all around the world. It was in person and also virtual. And it was so amazing to see so many different content creators from different backgrounds, representing, just different industries, all coming together to really learn how to grow on video. And we just want to thank you guys, Rob. We had some amazing creator shirts that VidIQ gave us. We had the lanyards. Yeah. It was so awesome. We actually had a teaching, Rob. You taught at Growth Video Live. So we had a teaching for our virtual audience. They loved it. It was so incredible. Am I recovered? My voice is recovered. I haven't talked to that many people in a row in a very long time, other than like here on a live stream, which I can monitor my energy. But I would say I'm just living in gratitude right now. It was unbelievable, the stories we were hearing from different content creators, different entrepreneurs, people that are going all in on video. And it was such an incredible experience. I can't wait to do it again in a few years. I need to recover a little bit more.
So after you've watched 1,000 videos on VidIQ, make sure to check out the 3,000 videos on Think Media's channel as well. Viper, it sounds like you want to chime in.
Before we go any further, last time I talked to Heather a few months ago, she told me about a book that she was doing. I want to know what's going on with the book, Heather.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So the book is in the final stages of editing. It's a whole process that I didn't even know about. But yes, YouTube Made Simple is going to be my first book that comes out. And that you should be seeing that beginning of 2023. So book writing process is a long process, had to get through the conference. And now we are finalizing all the last minute things. I will definitely be here on VidIQ to help get that in the hands of other creators. But I am excited about YouTube Made Simple because, there's so many things we need to get over as content creators, our BS, our belief systems when it comes to creating content. And how do you do it? How do you keep it simple when you're like me? I have 3 kids. I'm a homeschool mom. I'm running a giant company. How do you make time to do content? So I really break down that part of it inside the book. And thanks for asking, Viper. I'm excited to mail you one. I can't wait. You're gonna get one.
No doubt.
I always prefer the ebook version. So if you can send that over, please.
One more thing, Rob. Somebody in the chat was saying that you can do custom thumbnails on shorts. And while you can, that is true. The moment that short hits the short shelf, that custom thumbnail is gone.
You just
Bye-bye.
don't see it. It hardly appears anywhere. So
Bye-bye.
99% of the time, you're probably wasting your time. Although saying that, I have had some shorts start to get views from search traffic, which is interesting. I need to look into that a little bit more. These are shorts I made like 18 months ago, and all of a sudden appearing on YouTube search. So there may be something in that. And I just want to point out one last thing, you know, because the channel that we audited, the football channel, we were talking about links in your channel banner. This is maybe the type of link you want, a call to action to something that you can provide, a service, a digital product, consultancy, or wherever you think you can direct your audience to provide more value to them. Make sure to use this channel banner effectively. And with the, how many, I think we've got almost a record here, like 650 people are watching right now. So we better get back to what we do best, which is auditing channels. And Viper, I'm going to throw you in the deep end with a channel that you picked out. Andi Does Stuff. The question is, what do they do on YouTube? Can you work it out quickly?
Yeah, so from the first glance of the channel, she's obviously doing beauty, makeup, different things like that. So I like that her thumbnails and her content, you can tell that she is doing makeup. The one thing that I would caution Andi about is her titling. You got titles like haul and different things that are very, very vague, but you don't really tell us precisely what we're going to get when we click on the video. So my first piece of advice to you will be to work on your titling. Like if you're gonna make a haul video, that's fine. But what did you pick up in that haul? Was it something like very exciting as a part of that haul? That should be in the title. It shouldn't just be haul, because that can mean anything, and it's too vague in my opinion. And the other thing that I noticed immediately, and if I forgot, but it just came back to me. I don't know how Heather and Rob feel about this, but using cursive as a text in your thumbnail, I would avoid that. It's hard to read sometimes, especially depending on what color background you have it up against and different things like that. It is a Viper's advice that you should avoid using cursive. If you're going to use text in your thumbnail, you want that text to be as big, bold, and visible as possible. And cursive is like everything that goes against that. So don't use cursive in your text in your thumbnail.
Yeah. This is the Viper has issues with text on thumbnail Richter scale klaxon. And usually it's red text in thumbnail, but you are right. Like, for example, like this one, that's really difficult to read without the magnifying glass. This one, what is that? Mask Monday, is that? I think.
Yep.
If you're spending any time trying to decode something on a thumbnail, when viewers spend on average 2 seconds or less looking at a thumbnail, then you're just giving them more work to do. So I would agree 100% there, Viper. Anything else from the thumbnail specifically, Heather, that maybe you can spot here?
Yes, definitely. If you are doing product review type photos, the person actually doesn't care who you are. They care about the product. So when I'm looking at Mask Monday, there's like a little black thing right underneath that. I think that's what they're talking about. That should be the main point of your video. If you are doing that eye palette, that should be the main part of your video. And I only want to see your eyes. I don't even want to see any more than that, but your eyes and that palette. So if you're going to be doing product review, like the e.l.f. Camo OC Cream wear test, maybe a before and after. If you're doing a wear test, I want to see what it looks like when you put it on and the after of it. So I would be going deeper in the product-based content. Product-based thumbnails. And I would be looking at other successful YouTube channels. Now, here's what I would not do from other successful YouTube channels. Successful YouTube channels in the beauty space are able to do things like glam light sale haul, right, Viper? They can do that because they've built an audience that cares about anything that they produce.
Right.
But what I would suggest is actually going to those big channels and looking at some of their most successful videos that they did several years ago. And you can start to see that, just like Viper said, getting more detailed. I love product-based things that you're doing, but getting even more detailed in those pieces is important. Also, I'm seeing a lot of color, which is totally fine, but maybe pick 3 colors that you stick with that'll help to more brand your channel. And the reason you want to do that is because when someone watches one of your videos, when they go to reopen their YouTube app, usually they're on their homepage. Usually you don't go directly to your subscription. Usually your homepage comes up. And if you have an identifiable brand logo, or not logo, brand colors, branding of what your channel is, then when they see your next video pop up and suggested, they go, oh, yes, I saw her before. Let's click on that one too. But if
Yeah.
it feels like it's all over the place, they're not able to identify you as a specific brand. There's a minimalism channel that I watch, and I don't even actually know what the name of the channel is. But whenever I see those thumbnails, I know it's that channel and I click on it and I watch it. I don't actually put it into practice. I just like to watch it, right? Can you tell? Minimalism, not my thing, but I love watching it. But because they're brand specific, I really know that it's them. And here's the kicker. A lot of people will watch your videos and not subscribe. They just will, because they don't actually take the step to go to that next point. But I would be going deeper into the branding of your channel, more on the products. Actually, less of you needs to be on there if it's not related to that, and see your channel grow.
The last thing I wanted to point out, and again, it's about the thumbnails, because you're a makeup and beauty channel, thumbnails become even more important, because you are going to be scrutinized on the quality of the makeup that you're using or how you can review it. And I wanted to use this one as the best example, in that the color of a palette here blends a little bit too much into the background, because you have this starburst background, which is also browns, which matches the color of a palette. But then we can't really see how that color transfers onto the makeup. And so that's again where Heather, I think, was talking about, focus on the eye. You blow up your face just to look at the eyes. And it may be that your camera isn't capable of doing that. I'm not sure. You'd have to check, if does it have a telephoto lens. And another way I would look at this is maybe do a quick search on YouTube for that title, and then look what other people are doing and see how their thumbnails, the face is a lot more like this one. I can definitely see the makeup being used on the creator here, and they're using the palette itself as a really interesting background. And that seems to be the theme, especially from this creator, Amy Loves Makeup. That's really effective stuff. She's killing it in this area.
Yeah.
With like 40,000 subscribers. Yeah. So the palette almost becomes the secondary major image in all of these. There we go. And that one,
Mm-hmm.
that for me, I know it only has 3,000 views, but that for me is like a perfect example of what I would be expecting in an eye makeup thumbnail. But the one thing I do want to say for Andi, who's just got over 500 subscribers, so start using the community tab if you haven't already done so. You're using it, which is brilliant. Some real commitment here, that she clearly has a passion for her content, because she's publishing like 15 minute plus videos every single day.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. What I would be thinking here is perhaps there isn't, you're almost, this quantity versus quality argument. Perhaps there's a bit too much quantity here. And maybe if you spent, let's say you made a video every other day, and then you spent double the time on improving your thumbnails and that titling to get a better messaging, and like you may be doing less filming, but you're putting more quality into the pitch of your content, and that's going to win more clicks. That might be another advice. Yeah, look at how many videos there are here. There must be 100 in the last.
That's a lot of videos.
Yeah.
That's a lot of content.
Yeah, I don't want you to burn yourself out either, Andi. Making all of his content as well, and the traction is okay. You're sort of approaching 100 views per video, but I feel as if there could be more here, like especially in the pitch and the thumbnail, there's more opportunities. But that's Andi does stuff. Let's move on to the next channel, and I think Heather will bring in one of your pre-selected ones here. It is Give It a Go Bakes, the good and the bad side of baking, but mostly good. First impression.
Yes. Yeah. So first off, can we just applaud that channel banner? I want whatever that is. Is that like a strawberry shortcake? What are we baking? Also, that looks like a German chocolate cake. I mean, like amazing. So already at the top, I know what your branding is. I know what your videos hopefully are going to be about. So that gives me some insight into your channel. But here's the thing. Rob. If you want to grow on YouTube, you have to actually post videos on YouTube. If you click the vidIQ stats, so we can see really quick what Give It a Go Bakes is doing, we got to upload a video, right? It's been 30 days since a video has been uploaded. So I want to challenge you, but here's the cool thing. If you go back, even though you haven't uploaded a video, you've gained 10 subscribers. So that is showing that your videos are working for you as you are not able to upload your videos. But it says 4 days ago. So I don't know why that is showing that off. Okay. So okay, that point doesn't make sense anymore. Just take that point out, Rob, because I
glitch in
didn't
the
actually
VidIQ
see it said
metrics
4
there, I think.
days.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other thing is I do like the consistency in your thumbnails. So you're using the purple as your background, but even repeating things. So like pina colada 3 ways, that is really small font. If I were to look at it, pina coladas 3 ways, I don't even think you need to have that on there. You have 3 different glasses on there. You could actually just take off the actual words, because when you're doing a thumbnail, 3 is the max that you would want to have of anything on a thumbnail. So for me, that is a lot of things happening on just that one thumbnail. And maybe that could help to increase it a little bit more. You are baking. So a big part of anything that has to do with product based or has to do with food based is I'd recommend going to YouTube, going to Skillshare, going to Udemy, and actually taking a food photography course, because you have to sell someone on your actual food before they click on it. Before they even get there, they want to understand what exactly they're going to get. And so I'd really recommend doing a food photography course to help you increase that. Now, I would also say too, when you click on your about page, you have that pretty much built out. So you're doing how-to type of content. So that is great. And then again, you're sending them to subscribe. So we don't need to do that. You can take that off and maybe figure out if it is you want to send them to Instagram, if you want to send them to your website, whatever that would look like for you. But looks like you started this channel quite a while ago. So this channel was actually started in 2013, but it looks like you've been really putting in the work for about a year.
Yeah,
a little over a year on this baking side of the channel, which I think is great. You came to the platform, you knew what you wanted to do. But I would actually, I know that here's the thing when it comes to baking or with sewing or anything like that. What trends could you ride? So like, is there a trend happening that you could actually create content around? So we're heading into, we just passed Memorial Day here in America. We're going to head into the summer, into 4th of July. You could be posting 4th of July things now, because you want to ride the trend of whatever is happening in your space. So you could do that seasonally. You could do that. I do see you have like Mr. Beast type things. So you're finding some trends that are happening, but I would have you go even deeper on some of the trends that you could be doing. What do you see, Viper?
you're muted. Unmute.
Yeah, probably would help if I unmute it. So yeah, like Heather said, I love the channel banner. Like the food there, it showed me a good idea of what the channel is going to be about. So I love that. I know what I'm going to get. The thumbnails are pretty okay. I kind of feel like you might want to find a way to make the food more of a highlight a little bit. It seems like the food is kind of indented or buried a little bit in the thumbnail. So you might want to figure out a way to bring the food more to the forefront. Especially where you got this guy, this Sam Higgins thing. I think less of him and more whatever behind him might be better for your thumbnail here, but that's just me. But yeah, I think you gotta, if you have random pastry items, try to fluffy. Okay, yeah, I think you're on the right path. Clearly, you are on to something. But yeah, I would say I think your thumbnails are probably the biggest thing that are holding you back, just because you have these random people in the thumbnail, and I'm just like, you might want to make the food more of your focus point. So my suggestion is make the food more of the focus in your thumbnails, and I think you might start to see better results.
I think food channels is one of those exceptions whereby, usually you might advise a creator to, in order to make something stand out, cut out the shape of it and then put it against a bright background. But I think when you do it with food, when you have the food cut out and then you have this bright purple background, it makes it look very artificial and not authentic. Whereas you look at most successful cooking channels, they just have a really photographic shot of the food on a table, maybe some cutlery near it or something along those lines. So I think trying to get away from these quite contrasty, bright backgrounds, maybe something worth experimenting with. because I've just never seen that used before in cooking, and it doesn't really seem to work for me. There's almost like a cartoony vibe, which I don't think is really working in these thumbnails, in my opinion.
Yeah. I would also say the titles. So like the banana pudding with no vanilla wafers, no, they're not, that title is going to be hard to come up for. Like maybe there's a different spin on that. So are you making banana pudding without bread and making it with vanilla wafers? Like there could be a different spin on that, or just one bite and you'll feel like you're on vacation. To me, that's a lot of wasted title space when you could lead with what you're actually creating. I would also say this channel is starting to get a lot of traction about 6 months ago with shorts. And then, and so I saw that your shorts were starting to be a part of the traction happening in your channel. And that makes sense because food is very entertaining. People do like the food type things. And so I would just encourage you that I'm not sure if you're creating your shorts from the actual videos themselves or if they're separate videos. I didn't go that deep into seeing it, but I would say that you could make a short out of every one of your videos. That would be another way that you could increase the uploads, is to actually create shorts from every single video that you're creating.
All right. That is Give It a Go Bakes there. Oh, what was that? Oh, there's an alert coming in. We've got nearly 700 people watching and only 400 of you have liked it, which is clearly not acceptable. That needs to be fixed immediately. So if you are enjoying this live stream, make sure to click this, not literally this one, you know, the one actually underneath the video right now. And also, can you comment with the following? This live stream is blank. Whatever you feel about this live stream, do let us know. We'd love to hear those thoughts in the comments. So please do like the live stream and comment on how you think it is going. For me, it is going awesomely, which means we should bring in another channel. This one was very intriguing to me. Exposure Ninja. They have just over 25,000 subscribers. And I think the best way to describe this channel is very slick. From the channel banner to the thumbnails, I watched a couple of videos. Very awesome stuff. It looks as if it's a channel about how to become a better marketer. And so I think probably the best person to give first impressions on this would be Heather. What do you think to this one?
Okay, yes, I was going to say the same thing. First off, your thumbnails are great. I love your thumbnails. I can see a lot of branding happening in them. And I also really like the expression. So because he's not necessarily doing, I like that there's a difference. We're seeing a difference, Rob, in gaming and in food. This is a very person-driven brand. And so I like that he's giving a lot of his own personality. I love the branding colors that are happening. And I do actually like a lot of the titles. He's doing good, like how to, step by step. He's doing why you're getting no leads, right? So he's doing how to find. So he's getting into a lot of those pieces where people have a problem and they're coming to YouTube and they're typing it in the search bar and he is being discovered. Also, this is what we call influence surfing. And he's doing a great job at this by including things like Shopify, Tesla, MailChimp in his actual videos because he's riding the trend, the influence of these other companies. And so by creating videos on top of what these other companies are doing, he's starting to see the influence. So the Red Bull strategy. I love that he just used Red Bull. What a great thumbnail. And really great job. I think it's great too. He's right up at the top. Request a marketing review. Yes, he's getting right into the business side of YouTube and he's using this as a marketing arm of his channel. So this one to me is great. My last thing though is that avatar. I mean, let's put your face on there. I want to see you if you are the person who's going to be doing these different types of reviews. If I'm getting a request of marketing review from you, I want to see you. So that could be a change that you're doing. And Rob, I see you're drawing some beautiful red lines. What do those mean?
I was just wondering if when we look at this channel on a mobile device, it would slice and dice the channel banner a little bit. I'm trying to imagine where it is, and it feels like those are the cutoff points. So it may end up being quest and marketing review potential on the channel. So you might just want to squeeze it in. I could be wrong, but you know, my spider sense is telling me that channel banner is a little too wide for mobile. Yeah, I mean, everything's fantastic. I guess the question I would ask here, because, you know, 25,000 subscribers and view counts of about 1,000 or less. There's two questions that I'm going to ask here. First of all, did you get a lot of subscribers from maybe one video that went viral?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is no, not necessarily. You know, 100,000
Mm-hmm.
views is pretty good, but it's not viral. It's not a million views. So in that case, the question would be, why, when somebody subscribes, are you not getting many return viewers? And so my thought is, what is the ideal viewing candidate for this channel? And maybe because I'm not a marketer, it's a little bit impenetrable. Like, I'm looking at something that's along the lines of how to design a perfect buyer persona. Does that match in correctly with how Airbnb got their start selling $40 cereal boxes? Is like a direct connection there? Or is that not the goal of this channel? Is the goal of this channel to get like 1 or 2 leads, customers from each video, in which case it's not necessarily the volume of viewers that they're getting per video, it's getting really valuable viewers that are going to generate sales? And again, Heather, with your experience, is that something that maybe you can answer? Because, you know, VidIQ, we're just trying to get as many people in the door to help educate them on their YouTube education. And if they download VidIQ at the end of it, fantastic. But this feels a lot more focused on high ticket customers.
Yeah, you really hit it on the head there. Is that the right expression? You hit the nail on the head. And Viper is showing us right there too that
Thanks,
it does cut it off a little bit.
On.
Yeah. So having that
thanks for
in
checking
is
that,
really
Viper.
good. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think this to me is a classic this is a classic over niching. So over niching is what this looks like. So you're in the marketing space, but what is your specialty? Where are you? Is it SEO? Is it because right now what you're doing is you're telling me other people's marketing strategies, which is a way that you're writing that influence. But I want to know more specifically, are you helping me with website? Okay, yeah. So review your website and marketing. Great. So he's doing that. So I would maybe see some websites that are being reviewed by you. I want to see the work that you do, because right now what you're doing is you're pulling in really an audience that is curious, but does not have a problem. And especially if you're going to be selling something, you want to bring in an audience that actually has a problem so that you can help them sell, or so that you can actually help them through selling your product to them. So I do see, like, should you buy backlinks in 2022? That to me, that I do know what that who that person is trying to help. But then to have the next video or the one before that, what was it? Lululemon, like 5 lessons from Lululemon. I'm not searching that. So that is an entertainment style video versus a problem solution type video, which is like how to do link building for boring businesses. Also, people probably aren't typing in boring businesses. They probably don't think their business is boring. That's just you thinking that.
Yeah.
So I would even be thinking a little bit more about who is your ideal client and what do they actually need to know. I do want to watch Patagonia, Good Ethics, Poor Digital Marketing. But that's because I'm a fan of Patagonia, not because I'm a marketer. So that brings in a different audience of what you're trying to do to help someone move from a problem to a solution for the type of content that you're creating. And Rob, can you go back to his best video?
Yes. Yeah, there is an interesting consistency here in the thumbnails, isn't it?
Yeah,
I know that
definitely.
from a long time ago.
Yeah, when you pulled that up, I was like, like, success leaves clues. What is the clue that you see? Type it in the chat right now. What clue do you see when you see the most successful videos that he's created? There's definitely a lot of pieces that make sense in those successes that you're having.
So just looking at the view counts, it's probably getting, so it's getting around about 3,000 views per day. And then if we look at the most popular videos, because the VidIQ tool here will tell us like the VPH. Like each of these videos are probably these top 2 rows of videos are probably contributing, like 5 to 10% of views per day. And so is it maybe, I don't know if his creator's already done this, but remaking these videos with updated information? You're probably a better content creator at this point. You're just reinforcing how well you are established, probably in these search terms on YouTube. Now, the last thing I wanted to do is just look at the first 10 to 15 seconds of one of their videos. We looked at the football channel earlier on with the loading screen and then that weird door that opened up. Let's take a look at
hold on, Rob. Before we do that, real quick. Oh, never mind. You already did it.
Shall I carry on?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's imagery. We're selling to parents, either
Let me rewind it.
whether you're B2B or B2C, and pretty much whatever you're selling, the fastest growing companies in your market will have a really clear idea of who they're selling to and how to position what they sell to resonate with that target customer. And when you're offering matches exactly what your audience wants, that's called product market fit. And product market fit makes your marketing so much easier. In fact, every single...
What did we think of that first 20 seconds?
Bravo.
Really good
Bravo.
stuff. Yeah, really good. Like, you got camera changes. I want to learn how to do this thing where the camera is just subtly moving all of the time. And I got bought in because he was building the NASA Lego space shuttle. I have no idea why it's in there. It's like a curious thing that's in there, but I built it myself. And then later on, he had a cricket ball that he just had in his hand. And there's all of these interesting things that are going on in a video that, like, a pattern interrupts, keeping me engaged. So this is a really good example of the content being of high quality as well. That's some good stuff there. Because it can be a really dry, boring subject, this kind of, you know, talking about marketing, but they're making it exciting with the content.
I got one.
Sorry,
nitpick,
Rob, did you want to jump in?
I got one nitpick.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, you can scroll down just a little bit. All right, right there, right there. All right. No, we got to go back. Right there. Okay, so this best SEO tools video.
All right, yeah. I didn't want to draw attention to that. Right, hang on. Let me just...
Something is missing, dude. I'm just saying. Something is missing, my dude, okay?
Also,
okay? If you gonna come to VidIQ and ask us for help, but then you don't even include it in your thumbnail.
You didn't get a channel audit from them, did you? Just saying. All right, let's move on. All right, the next channel we're going to audit is not that one because we're waiting for another guest potentially to do that one. It is Ed, the Reselling Rider. Again, I think, Heather, this was one that you picked prior to the stream.
I did, yeah. So, Ed, I want to congratulate you on getting started. I see you're doing reselling part-time. And I want to just say, great job first. That link there, when you click on list perfectly, I don't even know what that is, but when I clicked on it, I saw that it was an affiliate link. So I know that you are getting credit if someone is listing some things on there. But I also am like, how does that tie into what you're doing? So I'm thinking it's a listing to products, maybe. I'm not a reseller, so I'm going out on a limb here. Here's one thing I do like. I do like that you have big, bold words, still worth it. And it's got the exact software that you're using for it. List perfectly review. Okay, so that's what it is. So you're reviewing it, which I think is a really smart idea. Is list perfect still worth it as a part-timer? So I like that you're giving actual feedback on the thing that you are selling, which is great. And I would say I see you are experimenting with different shorts. And that is what I would say. I would say you're definitely in the experimenting phase of what you're doing here on YouTube. You're definitely getting clearer, which is good. As I scrolled down and looked at your different thumbnails, you're definitely coming into your own creator self. So that's pretty awesome to see. And I did glance at a couple of your old videos versus your new videos, and I see you're gaining confidence even on camera. So congratulations on that, because when he first started, guys, he was uploading things about his Yamaha motorbike. So, I mean, he definitely has figured out that reselling is his thing, and congrats on that. I know that in the reseller community too, it's not even like, how are you doing it? Like, that's the next video I would make. I was looking through like how to resell with a full-time job. Like how do you do it? Because that is something that people want to know as well. And I like that you are reviewing the different Poshmark and eBay and things like that. But especially when there's so many different places people could list, is there one that you just love to use? Could you go deeper on one of those? Like, are you an eBay expert? Are you a whatnot expert? Are you a list perfectly expert? Like, what can you go deeper on inside of the reseller community? Because it is such a massive audience, or such a massive niche. You could go even deeper on one specific type of that. And I know that this community is also a very collaborative community. So maybe you get an interview on your channel. Maybe you reach out and you do like what you got for under $100 versus someone else under $100 or something like that. There could be a lot of different ways you could play on this channel, but I'm really excited about what I'm seeing so far. What about you, Viper?
Viper can respect the large text and bold text on your thumbnail. I can definitely respect that. As Heather alluded to, your titles are excellent. You are letting us know exactly what the video could be about, and you're being very precise with it. And I think you are well on your way. I would caution you about these logos that you're using and some of these thumbnails. Some of them are kind of tiny and hard to see.
Yeah.
So you might want to blow them up or figure out how to reincorporate them differently. But other than that, I think you are doing good, man.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of nitpicks that I've noticed here. Well, first of all, the non-nitpick is look at how chaotic the thumbnails were before. Like with all of this, Viper, you talked about using weird text, like this horror blood dripping font. It's just not a good move, and they've got out of that problem. But what I will say is that I have seen this font, this exact font color and style on other thumbnails, and maybe it's a Canva template, and it just means that it loses a bit of its unique branding. I would also say this is an example where I think the creator does need to cut themselves out of the background, because I don't want to see this staircase in the background or whatever. I feel as if, I think you experimented a little bit. There were a couple of examples here where maybe it was a bit clearer, but the font was blending into the background a bit. So you have experimented with this a little bit. And finally, yes, you are using the community tab, but if you watch Nolan's excellent video here, you will learn that posting video links as community posts is a bad idea. It never works. And you'll find out why if you watch that video from Nolan. I couldn't do any better. It's an excellent watch. So do make sure to check it out. And then a final thought. Again, I'm just going to the lowest common denominator here in terms of reselling. What do I want to know about reselling? How much I saved or how much I earned from the resale. So just thinking about using big dollar amounts or small dollar amounts, but in big fonts on your thumbnails, I think that's going to appeal like instinctively to my desire as a reseller if I'm on YouTube as well. Because there is one example here. It's a sample size of 1, but you use $1 in this thumbnail, and I think this one's outperforming all of your previous ones. Was there a click-through rate there that was higher than the others? I'm just asking a question to try and find patterns, because you created a lot of content, which is excellent. You have spiky views. Why did this one get 300 views and then the next one get only 72 views? There is potential here, but I think there's a lot of videos that probably outperforming as well as you would expect. And finally, green screen banners. I hate that as well. I would change it. Personal nitpick. I went through a lot there. Right. Okay. We are actually at the top of the hour, which means that it can only be time for one thing. That's right. We spare no expense on the things that aren't very important, but that is your amazing The Claw intro segment. Thanks to Dan for doing that. And the rules are pretty simple now. We are into the random phase of the VidIQ channel audits, which means that if you filled out the form, this claw is going to pick out a number a little bit like this. That is right. And we take that number, 450. That, I've got to admit, does seem a bit suspicious when I did just set it to 450 and it picked number 450. But anyway, let's ignore that and pick channel number 450. And all we do is take the channel URL, and Heather, Viper, and myself have not come across this channel at all. Very first impressions, which is exactly the right way to scrutinize a channel if we're visiting it for the first time. And Viper, I will give you first impressions on Tolentos XL Mundo. It's a foreign language channel, so I do apologize in advance that this is going to be...
So Viper Spanish is a little rusty, but I do believe that this translates to talent of the world. So let me go ahead and see what we got. Obviously, I'm not gonna be able to read the title per se, but if the channel is called Talent of the World, I'm expecting to see like different talented people around the world. So in one thumbnail, you got a little kid, although I don't know, looks like maybe a filmer or something, because I see a camera there, so that's interesting. And then you have a thumbnail that says Vamos a la playa, so you're going to the beach. Okay, well, I mean, I don't know if there's any talented. I mean, I don't know what the talented aspect of that one is, but maybe I'm missing something. Game Zone. Okay. All right. So right off the bat, and it might just be because of the language barrier, but I am getting a disconnect between the channel name and the content. Because you are traveling around the world. Or you're traveling at the very minimum. I give you that. But my question is, what does that have to do with talent of the world? Like I said, when I think about talent of the world, I'm thinking about you traveling to different parts of the world and like recording talented people or interviewing people about their different talents or something along those lines. And I'm just not getting that sense here with the thumbnail because again, I can't really read the title, but even with the thumbnail, I'm not getting that sense. Maybe Robert Heather, you can help me out here.
Well, I think this is a good example of where thumbnails should have less text to make the thumbnail not rely on language and more on imagery and telling a story in the thumbnail. Now, we're not saying that you should not include any text whatsoever. That would be a bit of a cheat. But I think the more context you provide in a thumbnail, be it through more images or more language, then the longer it takes to decode. And as you say, Viper, even though we can't read the language, we should be getting some sort of idea of what this channel was about. Now, I see there's some BMX stunts here. All right, so is this a BMX stunt channel? Well, no, because I'm seeing a game zone here and a Rubik's Cube here. Why is there a toilet in this one? It still feels as if, even though we can't read the language, there's a certain element of topic jumping here, which may tell you why some videos get 16 views and other ones get 500 views. We're going to throw it over to Heather here. Like, any sort of first impressions that you can decode here from this channel?
Yeah, I would say, first off, you've already reached 5,000 subscribers. So you
Yeah.
are obviously creating videos that people are interested in. But I would just say, I want you to really define what is the purpose of your channel? I think everyone should define this. What is the purpose of your channel? Is it that you want to be a travel vlogger? Okay, well, if that's the purpose, then how can you reverse engineer to bring the right people to view that channel? And from just looking at a glimpse of what's already been said, I really do think that really honing in more on the specific types of videos that you're creating is going to help you grow even faster. Right now, it looks to me like a hobby channel. And if you're just doing this as a hobby, that's great. I want you to do this as a business. And I see that you have the join button. So you are doing some type of membership along with this. But I would say even more, what is the revenue model that you want to have with your YouTube channel? How do you want this channel to be a part of the income that's happening for you? And right now, I'm a little all over the place. I can't really figure out what that looks like. I don't really know what the purpose of it is. It is very vlog entertainment style also. So really trying to figure out even more, like, where do you want this to go, and reverse engineering that. Do you want to get brand deals? Okay, well then what types of content would you have to make in order to get brand deals? Do you want to travel for free? There's a lot of travel creators who are getting sponsored by hotels and cruise ships and those types of things to be able to travel for free. So I would just really figure out more and more what is the purpose of your channel, so that you could be creating content that suits what that is. Right now, it looks like a hobby vlog style channel, which I think is great if you want to create memories. But are you trying to create memories, or are you trying to actually create an income? That would be the deciding factor of what you're creating on YouTube.
I haven't had the sound on for any of these, but just looking at the video content, this looks to be like cooking a recipe of some kind. This looks to be a vlog around maybe a park of some kind. This one looked to be some sort of travel vlog of some description. Oh, like, okay, investigating some public toilets maybe. And this one was something maybe about going to the doctors or the dentist. So I felt that perhaps a family vlog vibe, but each one looks as if it was maybe focusing on a completely different audience. So again, even though there's a language barrier there, I feel as if we should be able to work out to a certain extent what this channel is about and who it should be for in the 2 or 3 minutes we've been looking at it. And I haven't quite got that strong vibe from the channel. But yeah, some good, as you say, Heather. The fact that the channel's already got nearly 6,000 subscribers and some videos are getting 1,000+ views. There is an audience there, but perhaps they're not coming back for every single video? Why did 4,000 people watch this, and then only 1,000 people watch this, and then only 400 people watch that? So you lost views with every video, and then you went back up to 900. So spiky view counts means unsure audience, I would suggest. Let's go back to the claw, and let's get a little freaky with a gaming channel review. And we're going to pick one. Oh, sorry, what number was that? 155. All right. So we are going to take a look at the channel called Josie Walder Man. Okay. No pressure, Heather, but I'm going to let you just lead with this one and see what you can pick out.
Okay, well, first, I love, Josie, that you're a gamer. I think that more representation in every single space is amazing. And I love that you're creating really awesome gaming content. I would say, first off, when I look at the thumbnails, I am slightly confused at what I'm looking at. So I want these thumbnails to maybe be revised because I'm nervous, right? I'm sure Viper already is like, there's too many words, there's too many fonts, there's too many things. I want you to pick out your branding because you have a specific style, and I want you to go deeper into that branding, especially the gaming, like when it's words over actual images. That is so hard to read. I have no idea what Kirby, I don't know what that is. And you're repeating inside of the thumbnail what is inside of the title. So that doesn't need to happen. You want the title and the topic and the thumbnail to all cohesively work together, but they do not have to repeat each other. Also, I don't know if it maybe is just the Switch that she is doing. If that what it says up at the top, was she just on the Nintendo Switch? I do see different gaming systems.
Yeah.
So I would pick one. Pick what gaming system you want to be a part of, or pick maybe a style of game to be able to go deeper into that. And I think that can help. And I just see that you're just starting. So congratulations on pressing record, getting past the starting of your YouTube channel. And this is the fun part. You get to experiment, you get to have fun, you get to try new things. And believe me, none of us came to the platform knowing everything we're doing right now. It all is a journey. And I want to just keep encouraging you to go deeper and deeper in your education and deeper in the feedback of how to make your channel awesome.
I think this is a classic example of where a creator appreciates and understands the importance of thumbnails, but they try and throw as much as they can into that thumbnail and put 1,000,000% worth of detail in it to the point where the viewer is like, whoa, where are my eyes are supposed to, what are my eyes supposed to be looking at? I think this is probably one of the best examples with 2 bits of text, characters all over the place. You're in the middle. Now, what I will say is that you are trying to interact with your thumbnails. Like, this is a good example here where you're trying to hold the Pokemon ball. And I like the fact that you're trying to be interactive with the thumbnails, but simplify. The 2 recommendations I often have with creators is spend twice as long as on your thumbnails as you do now, and make them half as complicated. And this is a good example of where this creator needs to do that. And then another thing is the thumbnails in most of these examples are not telling me a why. They're telling me the what. So I'll use this one as an example again. This is what you're going to do in this video, that you're going to review Pokemon. But why should I care as a viewer? Because there are hundreds of thousands of gaming channels where I could get a review for this game from. Why am I going to choose you? What are you going to tell me different or exciting, new or funny? Try and tease something. Maybe it's an opinion. Maybe it's something exciting that happened in the game. Tell me a little bit more than just what you're doing in the thumbnail. But as you say, Heather, this creator is a month into it. The fact that they're creating custom thumbnails, the fact that they created 20 videos already is encouraging. And representation, you already have a unique position in this community. How can you emphasize that in your content? Any final thoughts, Viper, or do you want to tackle the next channel?
No, I'm going to go off on a completely different tangent entirely.
All right, let's do
you
this.
all in the chat. You all, some of you are talking about push people and don't be mean. I think Heather's been doing a very good job of being very positive with these channels. But here's the thing: you all submit your channel to get audited, which means you want feedback that you can use to help make you a better creator and help make your channel better and grow. We're not going to tell you what you want to hear all the time, and it might not be the most coddling thing in the world. What we are here to do as coaches and people here at VidIQ is we are here to help you grow. We are here to tell you things that you can improve on. We are here to give you what you're doing well. We're going to do all of the things to make sure that you understand what it takes to grow on YouTube. We're not trying to be mean on purpose. We're not trying to be harsh, but we have a job to do, and you entrust us every week to do that job. So I'm assuming if you're here on this VidIQ channel, that you trust us enough to let us audit and review your channels and let us give you our feedback, and then you can take our feedback and do with it what you will. You can listen, you can not listen. Whatever you do is totally fine, but we would not be doing our jobs and not be doing right by you if we didn't give you guys constructive feedback to aid your channel. So that's why we're here, and that's what we do.
Next channel, the Coral Reef Talks, approaching 10,000 subscribers. From the channel banner, from the thumbnails to a certain extent, I know I'm in the right place. If I want to buy fish or know how to maintain the fish that I have or like the best things to buy for it, I think I know I'm in the right place. So that's a good start for this channel. Thumbnails, again, a little too busy or lack of consistency. It feels as if on some of these thumbnails, you start from scratch every single time. This video, this thumbnail is completely different to this thumbnail. I wouldn't know they're from the same channel, for example, would be my first impressions. Heather, quick first impressions from you?
Well, you know, Rob, we just reviewed 2 other aquatic channels, and I did not know this is like a growing niche on YouTube because this is an investment, like actually getting into having fish tanks and having, you know, and actually growing this type of a channel. This is such a niche that is growing so much on YouTube. And I would say, answering specific questions is going to be a key on this. When someone is brand new to this is for anyone who's helping someone on a journey on YouTube. If someone is just getting into this, I would not know what the difference between this tank versus this tank. I wouldn't know why I need this coral versus that coral, why I need this thing versus that thing. And so a big opportunity for channels like this, when people are entering into a space, is to do versus type videos, because it's going to help the person who is interested in this learn more about this. So I love like coral. Look at this coral for beginners. Let's remake that video. You made it 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's remake it 5 times. Like there's so much to learn when it comes to coral. Just coral alone, that you could be remaking these videos. Any video on this channel that has over, I would say, 100,000 views, I want you to be remaking those videos every single year, because that is showing you the exact topics that your audience is very interested in. I was actually looking at we were looking at increasing the animal count in our home with an animal that I had no clue how to take care of. And I went to YouTube and watched a ton of videos on exactly how to make this animal survive in our home. And it reminds me of something like this aquatic channel. So I would say, 1, let's fix your thumbnails. 2, what a growing niche that you're in. Keep going, keep making content. But 3, I want you to be doing versus style videos to help people learn what they need to purchase in this space.
I've seen a couple of thumbnails and titles here, which trigger me a little bit in terms of the way the pitch of a video is completely opposite of how it should be. And it's these ones where it's like coral care quick tips with Rob Bernhardt. For a viewer, I'll be honest, I don't care who is giving me the advice right now, because I've not come across your channel before. I want to know what you're going to help me with. And so the focus of this video in this title should be the Reef stash and how what quick tip can you to give me on that? Just to give you an example, when we do these channel audits, we have a lot of guests on, but I've noticed that whenever we make the guest the hero of the live stream, less people come. I know it sounds weird, but I just assume that viewers coming into this are not really too interested in the guests until they get to know the guests. And we have Heather on, who's giving us fantastic advice. But in order to get them in the door, what they really care about is having their YouTube channel audited. And so that's why the focus of this thumbnail and title is what you are going to get out of it. And then once you're in the live stream, then you get all of the entertainment and the quality and the value from us as the host. So I just feel, because my guess is that a lot of this is search-based intent content, you have to communicate as clearly as possible what the viewer is going to get out of it, rather than the person who is going to be giving that value. I might be wrong with this. Viper, Heather, please counter-argue this with me. But I've had to realize that until you're a larger channel, viewers don't really care about the creator to begin with. They just want to know what's in it for them.
No, it's actually funny that you mentioned it, because a couple of years ago when I was just like starting out on YouTube, I used to live stream every week. I do live stream every week, but back in the beginning when I was live streaming every week, I used to have a lot of guests on my live streams. But somebody in my viewership said that we don't come here for your guests, man. We come here for you. So yeah, Rob's onto something there.
I do also like that it's a team of creators making content.
Sure.
That's really great too. From coming from experience of being going from a solo creator to a team of creators, it really does help to make more content that way. And so I'm only seeing one person up at the top there, but I'm seeing all these other like guests and different things like that. That is just something that you could maybe emphasize more if there's more experts that are a part of it, or just have it as one brand and then a team underneath it. So that is a different approach to content creation in a team.
I guess what I would want to say, because I kind of I went off on a bit of a rant there. Maybe you should test 5 consecutive videos where the presenter is not in a thumbnail and is not mentioned in the title.
Yeah.
And then another 5 videos with a presenter in a thumbnail and then reference in the title. And there you're going to get a good set of data. I'm asking a question here. Why is this video from 3 days ago got 1,000 views? Is it because you're focusing on cleaning up and helping this aquatic being survive? I phrase that very poorly, but that's the best I could come up with.
So I know we talked about the thumbnail, but I kind of feel like your thumbnail should be more aquatic like, man. When I visit your channel, I should feel like I'm looking at a living, breathing aquarium, and I am not getting that feeling looking at these thumbnails.
True. Yeah,
there's
true.
too many people in the thumbnails, not enough aquatic coral life going on. So I would say focus less on the people and more on the aquatic and the coral aspect of your thumbnails, and that might work.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's pick another channel. I just need to check what number was that. 377. So I did draw a new number.
There we
it's
go.
A gaming channel. There we go. I'm back on track. So this is Wolf Army, a gaming channel. They have 12 subscribers, and we're going to find out a little bit more about what they do. I can't tell anything from the channel banner. And then the thumbnails. There are some shorts, but a lot of them are not shorts. They look like freeze frames from the videos themselves. And this is really interesting. VidIQ, hi, the video you should watch. So did you fill out the form and then make a video especially for us?
That's a 9-minute video, though, man. We're not going to watch a 9-minute video on our live stream.
That's true. If it was 9 seconds, then maybe we would have clicked it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think there's a lot of fundamentals we can talk about here. So let's go through them one at a time. And I will start with the very first one. And that is to start using custom thumbnails on your videos, because I can't tell what's going on any of these. Viper, one piece of advice from you.
Channel focus. Like, what am I supposed to get here as a viewer?
Beautiful. Heather, one piece of advice from you.
I would say that your videos are ranging in different lengths. I would choose a length and maybe stick with that for 30 days, 60 days, and really plan that out versus having 22-minute videos, 6-minute videos, 4-minute videos. Really try and figure out the length that works for you.
Another piece of advice from me: don't make titles that are file names. Maybe you were saving this in a folder called Beat Saber to do part 1 out of 7 and then part 2 out of 7. It means absolutely nothing to me as a viewer. have a title, tell me a little bit more about why I should watch this video. And then again, I'm just opening it up to you, Viper or Heather, if you have any more simple pieces of advice.
I would say this to me, it seems like a beginner who's really experimenting on the channel. And I love what Viper said, focus. This is round one of focus. And here would be my challenge to what is this channel's name? What is all the way back up? Wolf Army. I'm going to challenge you that for 2 hours a day, I want you to watch vidIQ and Think Media. And I want you to just watch them. All the YouTube tips that Rob's doing, all of the YouTube tips we're doing, you should watch 2 hours a day. And at the end of 30 days, you're going to learn so much of exactly how to win on YouTube with your channel.
But you must watch 61 minutes of vidIQ and 59 minutes of Think Media every day, just because it's our live stream and we can.
I think so. I agree. I concur with that. Yes.
All right. Let's move into the next channel that we're going to pick. This is going to be a non-gaming channel. We're at 162 this time. So the numbers are a little more random, which is good to see. We're going to look at Tour Vlogs. I think they are a motorcycle channel. And Viper, if you want to give us your first impressions on this one, please, sir.
Cool.
Tour Vlogs, motorcycles. Yep. Let's see. Time to dish the speed triple 1200. Horrible traffic dealer won't. What? Okay. Found a couple of true GSM boys in a while. Okay. How did this happen? Oh, Deadly Rag Ackerman. Okay. All right. What causing so many accidents on this road? Okay, all right.
So this looks like a vlog, like a motorcycle vlog channel. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
What are you guessing, Viper?
Yeah. It seems like they're showing different aspects of what happens when they are out riding and different things like that. Some of these thumbnails use some work though, but other than that, I don't know. Time to ditch the speed triple. What is the I don't know what the speed triple is. What is that? So. And that's a lot of that in the title. So I guess my first question is, what is the speed triple, yo? Like, I don't know what that is.
I guess it's something that makes sense to the audience.
Maybe.
Just looking at the view counts, 85 subscribers. View counts are in the hundreds for a lot of these, which is encouraging.
Okay.
What I'm noticing here is that the channel seems to be focusing on shock, disaster, things that are potentially going wrong. They're certainly building up a lot of tension in the thumbnails that I can see. And how long have I been at this now? Quite a while. Okay, 2 months, so not too long. But yeah, the text on the thumbnails here certainly needs a bit of work, doesn't it?
Yeah, again, this is one of those channels where I say, where do you want this to go? So you're recording yourself while you are riding your bike. I would want to ask you as a coach, what would success look like to you with this channel? Would it be making these types of videos and only these types of videos? Would it be talking more about actually the motorcycle itself? Like, where do you want this to go? Because right now this seems very entertainment based, which is fine, but I just want you to know, like, do you have a clear path of what type of content you're trying to create? Because right now, like, how did this happen? That to me isn't a clickable title. That isn't helping me, but it also is like Deadly Wreck Aftermath. So again, you are playing on the disaster side of the motorbike. Is it called motorbike? Motorcycle? What is the correct term? I'm not cool, Viper. What's the correct term?
This will probably be classified as a motorbike.
Yeah. So I would say that's one of the things. And then again, 36 minutes. When you're creating content and you're just starting and your videos are over 10 minutes, that you are really asking someone to commit to you. And here's what's crazy. I mean, are you seeing this, Rob? 100 people are committed to that with less than that many subscribers.
Yeah,
so it's showing.
That's good.
Yeah, 85 subscribers, over 100 people clicked through to watch that. So it's showing that there is an audience for these things. I would just start to really figure out what type of content is going to draw in the right audience. And clearly your view to subscriber ratio is doing really well, but I would want to go even deeper. I would not use yellow text. That to me is very hard to read. I would get rid of yellow text altogether. And I'm seeing just a lot of kind of like the same angle of the bike. So that doesn't really help me see something new as it's coming out. But I would say this is definitely a starter channel trying to learn how to get going on YouTube.
So Rob, I just figured out that Speed Triple 1200 is that the actual name of the bike.
Oh, okay. So that's like the search
So
term. The SEO.
Here's the problem with that. Like, I mean, I guess you could put that as a search term, but most people probably won't know what that means or what that is. I mean, I had to Google it. So when you are talking about like very niche things, like the particular name of a bike that people may or may not know, you might want to put in some more general verbiage in there to help me understand or help other people understand what you're trying to talk about. So.
I know this is an interesting one for me, because you can't ignore the numbers, the early numbers. They're getting more views and subscribers with every video. And this one here, although I know it doesn't have any SEO potential whatsoever, it very much appeals to the human aspect. It creates quite a lot of curiosity here.
Yeah.
How did this happen? Okay, I have to look at the title to understand. There's a deadly wrecking there. There's tension and conflict that's going to maybe encourage a click. So I can't fault the creator for the direction they're going in. I guess what I will say is, even though we've not looked at any of the content, just make sure that it does follow the YouTube community guidelines for this type of thing. Because, it seems to suggest that there's crashes and possible injury in there. There are guidelines for that. So just make sure that as your channel grows, that you're on the right side of it so that you can monetize your channel. As Heather said, what do you want your channel to be in the future? And if you want to monetize it, then you need to make sure that you're following the guidelines correctly there. But, as we also say, the thumbnails, the text on the thumbnails, there is certainly work to be done, especially the yellow text on a lot of desert backgrounds and yellow lines in the middle of a road. Doesn't really work for me, that. But that is 2UP Vlogs. And at this point, we want to welcome in for the last 30 minutes, Travis. Hey, Travis, how are you doing? Welcome back to the live stream. What's going on?
I'm back. I found my way back.
You found your way back. Well, you did pick a channel to pre-audit, so let's just bring this one in very quickly. So we want to make sure that we, the ones that we pre-selected, do get a look in. And this was Owl Maddie with 18,000 subscribers. And yeah, what did you think of this one as we picked it out?
It looks a lot, it looked like a really interesting anime channel, but I didn't get a chance to click in to see exactly what was going on here because thumbnail wise, it looks pretty extraordinary. It's very eye-catching. And that kind of intrigued me. And I wasn't sure if this was something they did or if it was something they were getting from somewhere else. That was my only thing. And it's channels like this that are like...
Looks like they're creating it themselves.
Which is remarkable. I mean, if that's really their content, that's incredible stuff. I mean, and I mean, if you look at some of the views, rightfully so.
Upsets me the most is all this time Tennerblade told me I was betraying him. And you know what?
Look at that.
Wow.
That's incredible. That's something I would watch. It's fantastic stuff. And to think that that's someone that was in our community that posted and said, hey, look at my channel. Look at these views, like 100,000, 500,000, 33. I mean, rightfully so. When you see something like this, it's kind of extraordinary. Of course, it's going to do well. Now, the question is what's been going on lately. It takes them a while to put out content. You notice over the last year, they only have like 4 videos out. But a lot of times what that is because it takes so long to animate these, even though some of these are really short, like 4 and 5 seconds, 25 seconds, stuff like that. That's kind of the problem with animation channels. They can do really well, but you're spending so much time, you're kind of swinging for the fences every single time. And if it doesn't do well, now you're out months sometimes of content to get out there. So shorts could be a way to kind of bridge that gap a little bit. So the how I make my animations is kind of a cool little idea behind it. But yeah, I just really liked it. I liked the thumbnail style, and it looked like there was a story going on there. I just wonder if this is an individual creator that's doing all this, can they get someone else to help out so that they can, if this was someone coming to me for help, I would say, look, we need to figure out a way to get you some type of team, even if it isn't like a professional team. Like, who can help you do thumbnails while you're doing the other stuff? Who can help you do the editing while you're actually drawing? Like, how can you get this stuff out to more people to get this stuff out faster? Because as a growing artist, it's going to take a while, but you can see once it gets out, it does really well.
This channel looks to me like a portfolio of work right now, which is really impressive. But as you say, Travis, how do you get a returning audience for this? As you say, you swing for the fences, the video gets 500,000 views, but then you're not really able to capitalize on it with the next one because it who knows what the gap was. Well, that got 100,000 views as well, but the last 2 or 3 just really haven't done anything for the channel. So,
and that's the thing, is that you spend all, of course, it's shorter. Some are shorter, but by the same token, it's like you're swinging for the fences. If it doesn't take, now you've got to wait however long it takes to get the next one out. It's kind of a bummer.
I'm just curious from your point of view, Heather, how might a creator be able to tackle this issue where they're only able to produce content on a very irregular basis?
I mean, I think that it comes down to setting the commitment and the priority. When it comes to creating any type of content or doing anything, and already at 15, is it 15 or 18? My eyes are
18,000.
Yeah, 15,000. So your proof of concept is already there. I think it goes deeper into really committing. It's just the same for me as going to the gym. I could want to go to the gym, but that doesn't mean I've made the commitment to go to the gym. Come hell or high water, I'm gotta go every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I think, especially in content like this, where a lot of it is beautiful content, and it probably does take a while to produce, I would be thinking about how could you produce more content in less time. So maybe that is creating the short out of a long form video, and then you've got 2 uploads. There's a lot of different ways that you could slice it to make it happen. But I would say this is a proof of concept already. And it's very well done. But I do agree. Getting help is the next phase for every single content creator. Doing this as a solo content creator can be very taxing on a consistent basis.
All right, then. So that is Owl Maddie with the channel there. All right, folks, I've got to be honest. There was an ulterior motive for bringing Travis onto the live stream, and it's because of this. Yes, I needed another person from that graphic in order to justify me playing that. And let me just play it one more time. So this
No, please, no.
All right, we do actually have a question of the week. We like to just bring in one question for our esteemed guest to have a little chinwag about. And the question this week, and I think this is a fantastic question for Viper, Heather, and Travis to tackle, is which is better, ranking in browse, suggested, or search? And what I'm going to give you is 3 minutes to discuss this topic. And it starts with Travis after this.
All right. This is a very loaded question because it depends on the type of content you have. 9 times out of 10, browse is where you want to be. Suggested, if you can get there, is awesome, and then search is last. But if you are a utility channel, search is kind of your bread and butter, because how often are you going to look at an unclogging toilet video? Probably once.
Good question. What about you, Heather?
I am obsessed with search. So I am going to say the same thing. I think that most people are underestimating the amount of people that come to YouTube and type into that search bar. Once you can get on someone's radar as someone that can help you, or you can help them, they can click on more of your videos because you become the solution to the problem.
Viper, browse, suggested, search?
Okay, since most of the people that watch VidIQ are under 1,000 subscribers, you probably want to be in browse. And you want to be in browse because search, you're going to have a hard time ranking in search against all these other bigger channels out there. But browse gives you a chance to compete with all the big channels on YouTube. So if you're a newer creator, you want to be in browse.
That's a really interesting opinion, because my thought generally is that small creators tend to get discovered with 1 or 2 videos in search to begin with. And then that allows them to have more browse discovery. But of course, I'm not disagreeing with you, Viper. That's just the experience I've had from my making content on my own channel. I want to ask you this, Travis. Do you think traffic sources can change for creators over time, intentional or not?
100%. Ironically, in Max this week, we're going to be talking about how to get in suggested. So this is a fun question to be had there. But yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, a lot of smaller channels will start in search, and then as they have a group that keeps coming back and watching more and more and more, they're in browse. And if you're good enough to have a series of videos people want to watch a lot of, then you'll end up in suggested.
Now then, Heather, you were very adamant about search, even though search supposedly accounts for less than 30% of traffic. So, argue for search a little bit more.
Definitely. I think one of the biggest arguments for search is that it helps you as the content creator get focused on the topic that you are creating for. So when you know that you are creating a specific video for a specific person to solve a specific problem, it helps you become more focused as a creator. And then over time, as you become focused in who you're helping and how you help them, you then can start to see that your videos can get ranked next to the big channels. They can get ranked because you're helping with a specific thing first. And YouTube is the second largest search engine. And so YouTube puts a lot of money into the ability for people to be found on YouTube.
Oh, look at the time in there from Heather. Like, she's keeping an eye on it. Oh, that's just magnificent, magnificent work to all of you who took part in my little game. And yes, what is VidIQ Max? What a fantastic question to pose to the man upstairs. Hey,
to the man upstairs. Good Lord. What are we doing?
Like the Brady Bunch, right? Like
it is really. Look,
the
Brady Bunch. Yeah, Max is our group coaching option, which has been really a lot of fun lately. We've been getting a lot of success stories within our VidIQ Max group. And the cool thing about it is you get your own private Discord with us and other people that are trying to grow. And it's really been cool to watch people share their experiences as they go and they ask questions about thumbnails, videos, and stuff. And you're getting, you're getting feedback either from one of the coaches here at VidIQ or even some of your peers, which has been quite amazing to see. There's some really very smart people in VidIQ Max. There is a 9 million subscriber channel in VidIQ Max now, which is kind of amazing. Yeah. So there's a lot of different, there's also channels with 0 videos that literally haven't quite uploaded yet. So we go from 0 to everything and everything in between. And it's been really cool to see. And listen, we still got some spaces open. We have our next call on this Thursday. So just like a couple of days away. And we're going to talk about how to get in the suggested. So lots of information. Do we have links in the description?
We have links in the description. We have links on screen now. And yeah, so what the format tends to be when you have a group coaching calls is that one of the coaches will have like a 20-minute, 25-minute presentation as if you're going to a conference for the day and getting guidance from that. And then the group as a whole does Q&A and you can talk about it. We got 600 people watching and, we can hardly field any questions here. But when there's a smaller group, then it becomes a little more intimate and then you can have some real deep, meaningful conversations.
Yeah, I see someone in chat talking about that we do surprises often, which we do. As a matter of fact, Rob dropped by in Discord last week and just did an hour Ask Me Anything. And you literally could ask Rob anything, which was, there were some really great questions, really great answers. We have a surprise guest coming up in a week. We have all types of cool stuff. We want to just make it the coolest place to be to learn how to grow on YouTube. So links in the description, make sure you check that out and come join us. No Savage there. Only on this time.
No Savage free zone. I mean, that's priceless in itself. And just to remind you that so the cost of it is $79 per month for the annual subscription, but with that you get VidIQ Boost as well. So you get all of our tools, the academy, and then the group coaching. So the coaching itself is like it's less than $2 extra per day, isn't it? Which is
it's like don't go to Starbucks and you have paid your daily wage into Max. And here's the other thing. One of the surprise guests we have coming up in a week or so is based completely on a question someone asked in Discord. So I went to the expert on YouTube, asked them if they want to come. They said yes. And they're coming to talk about something that someone asked in our Discord. Like that's how powerful Max is. So we're really excited about that.
And not to put Heather on the spot, but once she's recovered from her conference, we're going to try and get her in a group coaching call as well. No pressure there at all.
Oh, I'm in. I love it. It's my favorite thing is to help and coach and serve. So I'm here whenever you need me, guys.
Yay, that'd be fun. We would love to have you.
Thank you for allowing us to indulge ourselves. We do realize there is a cost to this. It's not for all creators, but don't forget, we still provide all of this free stuff for you. 2 hours of live streaming today, 2 hours tomorrow, and all of the free content on our channels. But we know that some creators want to take it to the next level, and that's why we're providing VidIQ Max for you. And while we've been talking about VidIQ Max, I've been able to load up the next channel, which is DS07 Vlogs, preparing for boards, whatever that means. Viper, first impressions, what are we seeing here?
Preparing for board. So my first question would be, what board? What do we?
Me too.
What are we talking about here? Okay.
I think it's like a boards exam, like a doctor boards, maybe. That's what I'm. It says
Oh,
productivity vlog, so
yeah. Okay.
medicine.
So you,
Okay,
I agree with
okay,
you.
there we go.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. But my thing is, I mean, there's a lot of different boards out there that they could be studying for. So my first question is, which one? Okay. So I think we got a time
Can I
for
ask a quick
preparation.
question?
Okay.
Quick question. So, Travis, did you understand what this channel was about?
And when I saw preparing for boards, I thought so. But the fact is that they say they're an 11th grader. Does that mean that they're going through, they're showing you their process by which they do it, like a study with me? That's the thing that I'm kind of confused on.
So you kind of had an idea. I think Heather got it, but myself and Viper didn't really understand it at all. So I think just in terms of, a straw poll of 4 people, like 1.5 viewers, potential viewers, understood what the channel was about instinctively. And that's what I mean by knowing whether or not a viewer is in the right place as instinctively as possible. And just there's something missing in the translation there. And so I wanted to really just emphasize that point. So Viper, do carry on.
Okay, so let's see. We're short. Looks like the shorts and the long form are both getting decent views. Okay. You are going to have to work on these thumbnails, especially with the white text. I can't even read that. And you got the white text, get the light color background. It is not working for you. Please fix text or try to craft your thumbnails in such a way where you don't even need to put text in there. But if you're going to put text in there, you're going to have to rework how you're doing it because it is not working. It seems like the most of the content is short, and it seems like you're having good success with the shorts too. So I would almost say maybe worry less about the long form videos and keep trying to hammer the shorts home because that seems to be where your bread and butter is.
Now, can I just do something on your behalf, Heather? I think I've noticed this now. Presumably, you have a huge issue with the profile image.
I do have a huge issue with that profile photo and actually the name. I mean, to me, the name does not help me identify what brand you are, the person you are, what your channel is about. And I understand you if you're in 10th grade, you're probably a young creator. And so I want to applaud you for starting and for doing it. But I would say 2 things to keep in mind. One, you still are serving an audience. And so you want to come to the platform as professional as possible. And I want to see you, or maybe you're trying to do faceless style content, but I would maybe update that profile photo. Yeah, this is a lot of faceless style things. So
I like the thought that they kind of did a preview, like a trailer for the video, which is an interesting approach. And it looks as if they're using narrated text at the bottom, presumably. It's almost like a visual satisfaction style of studying. And the thing I've noticed, I don't know how many subscribers I've got, but the view counts here seem really consistent and encouraging for what looks like a very niche subject. So there's encouragement there as well.
Yeah, a lot of views on some of the shorts and stuff, which is interesting because it's so fast that, like, what are you visually like? Most shorts are popular because they're either gaming, entertaining in some way, or visually interesting. And this is kind of its own different thing because you can't exactly see what's going on here.
You're not going to learn anything, are you?
No, not really. So it is interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes YouTube be YouTube and does YouTube things.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking at the most popular stuff. There's nothing that's got a viral moment per se. Just some really good, consistent stuff for this channel. I think it's kind of difficult to advise on what this channel should do because it's not necessarily educational content. I just see it as time-lapse visual satisfaction. And they seem to have found a little bit of a niche for their audience. But I think, as Viper said, the thumbnails could certainly do with some work. Let's draw out another one then. We'll go for a gaming channel. And not to put you under any pressure, Travis, but since you are late in arriving, I'm going to let you take on 3- and tell us what you think their gaming channel is about.
we lost Travis's video.
Is he still there, Travis? We've lost him completely. All right, then. I'll step in then.
This looks like a racing channel. What do you think?
It does. It's one of those where it can be a bit deceptive because the graphics on racing games now are so good that sometimes you might not even realize it's a video game racing channel as opposed to racing in real life. But thankfully, it does have Forza Horizon 5 in each of the titles, so that's pretty clear. The thumbnails leave a lot to be desired in the sense that Dan and I will always oppose episode numbers because it suggests that you need to watch the previous 27 episodes to follow what's going on in this video. But what do each of these images tell me? Are they in a race? Are they trying to go for the fastest speed? It's visually nice. It tells me the what, but not necessarily the why.
So these would have been something that would have been of interest before the game came out. After the game is out, seeing a showcase of the maps, if you've watched any of the reviews, you probably have seen them. If you're interested in this sort of thing, you probably have already seen them. The game's not exactly new anymore. So putting these out now, this is probably what you're going to end up getting. So then showing the best routes to take or shortcuts or lines to take in these turns, that's a different story. Like you'll do well there. But just showing the maps that everyone who plays this game is very, very aware of, the chances of something kind of breaking out is a little bit more slim.
Yeah, interesting point. They have been going for 4 weeks now, and this game came out at the end of last year. So
yeah, something like that.
Already 5 to 6 months old. Having said that, Travis, a gaming channel, more than 100 subscribers, views sometimes going into triple digits or almost 100 views. There's some encouragement there. We look at a lot of walkthrough channels that make videos for 4 or 5 years, and they really struggle to get any traction. So this channel has already got a bit of traction, but perhaps the pitch needs to be a little bit different. No longer showcases because the game's well established. It's solutions to beating the game.
Yeah, 100%. I see someone asking about GTA 5, which is almost 10 years old, but there are tons of really popular channels. There's a speedrunner named Darth Viper AU from Australia who has almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube and a lot on Twitch. And he only speedruns GTA, but that's the hook for his channel, is that it's a speedrun. So it's not just he's playing GTA, he's trying to show you the fastest way to play GTA. And then he has like comedy bits and stuff. But for the most part, that's why you're going to him. So you need to do something slightly different.
Oh, look at this. Unfortunately, this channel has put in our URL.
Oh, no.
We should audit it. We should audit it. Let's audit the channel.
Should we audit my channel?
Yeah, why not?
Or
Let's do that.
should we try and find Glenn Knightley, Everything Arsenal? We're going to give you a pass there. Usually I wouldn't try and find it, but since it is quite a unique channel name, we should be able to find it. And since this is English Premier League soccer, the best person to tackle this is Heather.
Yes, because I am skilled in this. I'm actually not, but I am skilled in reviewing channels. And first off, I know exactly what your channel is about. So great job on knowing exactly what your channel is about. And it looks like you are just from reviewing things. I love also just from reviewing it. I love your thumbnails. I can already tell your thumbnails are great. I can see exactly what you're doing. And this to me also is very entertainment driven. So it's like, was Jack Wilshire, hopefully I'm saying his name right, actually really that good? I don't know. Was he? I need to click through because I want to find out. So I see this as very entertainment style channel. Without looking at the actual content you're delivering, I would say that on the first view, this is a channel that is using royalty free or using other people's content to create a channel, which is a faceless style channel, which is one of the strategies with YouTube in general. So I would say that this has the potential to be a very successful channel. What do you guys see?
Do you want me to jump in? Because I've got quite a few thoughts on this.
Yeah.
I'll take it as a yes. Yeah. I agree with you, Heather, in terms of the consistent format of the thumbnails is fantastic. And every thumbnail creates a question or an opinion or something that as a viewer I need to find out more about by clicking on it. So like, was this player world class? Was this player actually a legend for Arsenal? Was this player underrated? I think there's a really good consistency in format here. And what we often encourage creators to do if they support a team in a sport, that they should focus on their passion and the knowledge of a particular team, in this case, Arsenal, rather than trying to cover the entire sport, because then you go into the realms of competing against big sports networks like ESPN and whatnot, like being super niched on a particular club and talking about your passion for the channel, for that team is very good. You've got 10,000 subscribers almost. So fantastic. Well done on that. I'm wondering where those views are coming from. And it looks as if you've had some videos that have done pretty well in the past, that have done well over a couple of years ago. I'm wondering if there's anything that you could perhaps double down on them, although I do worry a little bit that this could be all other people's content. And I think that's where the challenge is going to be for this creator, because just looking at this, it is all video clips lifted from somewhere else. So that poses quite an interesting transformational challenge that you have to do with every single video. I'm just going to unmute it for a second.
Boo. Whoops. I mean,
so I think it is a faceless channel with a narrator talking about things. I'm just wondering, going forward, to add more of your own unique identity and branding, and, you know, from another point of view, intellectual property in terms of how do you make this more transformational than it is. Maybe you need to start getting in front of camera at some point. Maybe that's going to be a challenge. Maybe you don't want to do that. But what I'm worried about is if this channel gets 100,000 subscribers and it's earning thousands of dollars per month in revenue, at some point, maybe somebody at Arsenal Football Club is going to look at this and say, hang on, this is all of our content. I think I'm going to copyright claim all of this. And then you may have that problem in the future.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like for like overseas soccer teams, like if they have content ID or anything like that.
I mean, think it's pretty strict. I wouldn't be surprised if there are maybe some copyright claims on this.
Yeah,
potentially.
I mean, so it's likely they're not making any money on this channel already.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, and that's okay. And listen, maybe you don't care about that. Maybe that's not a thing you care about, and that's totally fine. Just trying to be transparent with everyone who's watching. Yeah,
this is always the clear indicator that they had problems in the past, and they're trying to set themselves, and just to everybody who's watching, copying and pasting this fair use thing from Wikipedia into your description does not automatically protect you.
It doesn't matter.
No one's going to do that.
People do this all the time on Facebook when they borrow music that they don't own. They be like, "Oh, this music is not my music." Blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. The moment you use it and put it into your content, you are violating somebody's copyright, and they're going to come for you. No disclaimer in your description or whatever is going to change that.
Yeah, and there are correct ways to use content. I mean, that's how the news, that's how, you know, media outlets like The View and Fox and CNN, they're able to use different clips. And I would just encourage someone, if they're going to go down this road of faceless channel using other people's content, that you should actually skill up in understanding what some of those rules are. I'd be searching that on YouTube to really find out the ways. Evan Carmichael is a great example. His channel is using other people's content, but he's recreating content around it, which is how he's able to use that without those copyright claims. So there are ways that you can be using other people's content, but this, as the content creator, is where that needs to go on you to really skill up and understand the level that you need to understand in your creation process of what can be used and what can't.
And Rob, it could be that next Thursday we literally talk about this exact subject with an exact expert. It could happen. It could be that
could happen.
It could happen that next Thursday we're already going to talk about this with an expert in the field. It could be.
So what you say next Thursday, this sort of thing is going to... Is that what you're saying?
No.
All right, I think we've got time for maybe one more channel. It's going to be gaming channel 359. All right, Mr. Wolf Boy Gaming. Haven't we already audited a channel called Wolf?
Yeah, we did. We did Wolf Gaming.
No, it was Wolf Army.
Mr.
Wolf Army. Okay.
Gaming.
He's live. Then. What did I say about this, Rob? If you are live during the live stream, you don't get reviewed. Now, you can send something in chat, though. You would have been reviewed. We would have been auditing you.
Oh, Lord.
Fortnite Squad.
Oh, that's funny. Rob, that was savage, Rob. That was savage, yo.
Well, you're right. I mean, if you submit your channel, then
Yeah.
you know you're open to constructive criticism, and that constructive criticism should be watch our live stream. All right,
Yeah.
let's move to something. Let's move on to another gaming channel. Koi-Fish Gaming. Hey, that's brilliant.
Koi-Fish.
This is a huge regular on both our videos and our live streams, and I love it when we can randomly audit one of these channels.
Oh, man.
All right, let's look at this.
Oh, baby.
I'm way out of my element, but is because I'm not a gamer. But is Koi-Fish Gaming just like a name, or is that a game? What is that?
I think it's just a name.
I think it's a handle. Yeah, their gaming handle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but the banner is awesome, man. Let me know exactly what you're doing. I love the banner, and I love these thumbnails that are showing up here.
Well,
because the Elden Ring thumbnails look exactly like what Elden Ring will look like. I mean,
Elden Ring is retro gaming, is it?
No, it's not. But I mean, you know, it's a hot thing, so that's you know how that goes, Rob. The Cuphead looks exactly like how Cuphead would. I mean, wow, some of these thumbnails are kind of amazing, dude.
Yeah, Koi-Fish has been around, so I would have been kind of upset if we came here and it looked like he hadn't been paying attention all this time. He's been in our chats forever and a day. Yeah, some of these are really good, but it really tripled down on Elden Ring, and it's probably because a couple of those videos did well. And you know, as we always say, if a video does well, right? So it looks like that might have been the point. But what's the most popular video? Is it a retro game? Because Elden Ring is not a retro game; it's a newer game.
I just want to say, intriguing, curious use of thumbnail, adding Scrooge McDuck and earning, I guess, revenue in the game. I wonder if that's why that got more clicks than others. Like a clever thought, but not too complicated. But yeah, most popular, predominantly shorts, but some Cuphead stuff as well.
A lot of Among Us, back when Among Us was doing big things. Doing a VR Among Us. Okay, a couple of streams did well. That's interesting.
Yeah, the live streams actually performed
really
quite well.
interesting.
Yeah. This one here with 1,000 views.
Wow. So what's going on with Cuphead? I mean, did something happen with Cuphead recently make it kind of more exciting, or is it just that there's a desire for people to watch content on it and no one's making content on it anymore because it's an older game? Both of those could be true.
We're getting spiky views though, aren't we? Like with this one, we've got this standout Elden Ring video that got 2,000 views, but everything else is getting 50 views or less, which is disappointing. You got Cuphead, which seems to be the most consistent performer, but then we have like this retro, what is it, review live stream of Super Mario World, and that really hasn't done anything. I think it's clear that the audience is definitely resonating to certain videos on this channel. And maybe got to make a decision here about like pivoting strictly towards one format and game.
Funny you say that. I got a acquaintance of mine online who has a retro video game channel, and his channel originally blew up when he was doing where can you buy PS5s, like where and when, you know, and it's still a thing. But his channel got like 9,000 subscribers like pretty quickly that. But in the meantime, like he has like legitimate arcade games and he does a lot of retro game stuff. So he was going back and forth on his channel, which of course, as anyone who knows, kind of, if you don't have a specific focused viewer, your views are going to be spiky like this. So I told him, I said, listen, we looked at his primary channel. We saw where most of his views are still coming from, which are all the PlayStation videos he would put out periodically. We made that the PlayStation channel, spun off his other channels. Those are already growing. Like within a couple of weeks, he had like 100 subscribers on a channel in like 2 weeks off of 2 videos. And we're off to the races because you've identified viewers for each video type. His main channel now is starting to, every time he puts out something about PlayStation, is doing well. His likes are going up, his engagement's going, like everything's starting to work because he's finally taking the time to identify a viewer per channel. And instead of trying to cram them all into one, which by the way, if you ever want to know what does Mr. Beast do, Mr. Beast doesn't even. Mr. Beast could literally put out a video of paint drying on his channel, but he doesn't. He's got multiple channels. He probably has a Mr. Beast paint drying channel. He has one for every little thing, and that's what you got to do. If you have something that's not quite in your umbrella, you do it. Well, there is something for Mr. Beast paint dry. That is weird.
Is it over the Travis?
Not quite. The last point I wanted to make, and it goes back to his thumbnail. Like, why did people click on his thumbnail? because it was curious and it was intriguing. What I would say about all the other thumbnails is that they're of a high quality, but they don't tell me anything curious or intriguing that enables me to click. All of these, like, wonderfully high quality images, but as far as I'm concerned, they could just be loading screens from the video game. And I don't know if I'm going to beat something, I'm going to be told a story, I'm going to be told how to earn more revenue or get better weapons. Again, it's the why. I'm not getting enough of a why I should be clicking on each of these videos to get on them. Whereas this one, I feel as if there's a lot more immediately telling me why to click. But that is Koi Fish Gaming. Thank you for being a super fan and following us all of the time. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to a little bit beyond the top of the hour. Thank you very much for joining us this week. We've had a fantastic time. Heather, it has been an honor and a privilege. You've been an amazing auditor this week, which means that I'm going to give you another minute to tell us why we should head on over to Think Media and join your amazing community.
Well, what did you call us, Rob? The Thinkites? What did you call us?
Think Meteorites.
The
That's
Think
what I call it.
Meteorites.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I would just want to encourage you that after you're done watching all of the vidIQ videos, and you should watch more of them than Think Media, but after you're done with that, you can head over to Think Media, where myself and a team of content creators are helping you learn how to grow your YouTube channel, as well as the tips and tools to make that happen. We are there to help you, encourage you with 7 videos per week that'll help you grow on YouTube. Thank you so much for having me, Rob. vidIQ, it's been a pleasure, and we'll catch you in the next video.
7 videos per week. I don't know how you manage
10
it.
across all channels.
Sorry, 10. Wow,
videos
10.
per
My
week
head
across
has
all
literally
channels.
exploded. Travis, we asked everybody at the beginning of this live stream what was the last film they watched and rate it out of 10. So could you just quickly answer that for me, please?
I don't remember the last movie I watched. I can tell you the last thing that was movie-like that I watched was the new Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Yeah,
which I'm digging. I'm looking forward to watching the new episodes of that. I'm hoping that what is it? They come out on Fridays or whatever. I really want that to happen right away. I dig it. I dig it.
Let's say goodbye to some people. Shaz Retro Vibes, peace to you as well. Peace and love to you. VX Gaming, good luck to everybody. We've also got Shaz Retro Vibes sending thanks to you as well. Travis Aussie 5 also saying a goodbye to you. All right, I'm going to put some more names on screen, and then just any one of you just jump in and give him a thank you and goodbye. So who's next?
Thank you, Swifty. Goodbye. Thank you for being here and being a part of what we're doing. Edgeless, you want more? You can show up. We do more here.
No pressure, Viper or Travis. Just jump in anytime you want. Anytime you want.
Life is a trick shot. That's a cool name. I love that for a channel name. Life is a trick shot. That's awesome.
That's not on screen, Travis. You can't just read out your own name.
I saw the chat. Don't start with me because you got me trying to say Dempsey something or other. I don't forget about Actual Archer. Great stream. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, Viper. It's your turn. It's your turn, Viper.
It's Charlie Beth. Thank you.
It's Charlie Beth.
All right, good stuff. And last but not least, Sinister Brains, OMG. Thank you as well for joining us. As we hinted at yesterday, sorry, not yesterday, as we hinted at the beginning of this live stream, tomorrow we're doing video audits. So Viper and myself will be going onto your channel, finding a video, press play, and in the first 15 seconds, we're going to scrutinize it and tell you if we would stay or whether we would go. Thank you very much for joining us. Honor, privilege. Hope you've been educated. We will see you next time.